Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Gaur Premanandi, Srila Prabhupada ki. So I have a bit of a dilemma and I need all of your help. If you picture a young preschooler or grade schooler, they learn their ABCs, they don't fully understand grammar, and you put them in front of a seminar, conference of PhD professors, and you ask them to say something intelligent. That's my situation. I'm just rank and file devotee, nothing special, not so senior. I mean, technically I'm 64, so maybe I'm a senior legally, but please pray for me. Please give me your blessings. If you can give me your blessings and pray for me, then I have some hope that I can say something edifying and uplifting. That would be very helpful. Otherwise, I'm lost without all of your mercy. Is that okay? Okay. Thank you very much. So, when I asked what I should speak about, I was given a choice. I said, it can be my choice. I can pick a topic. But usually on Sunday we'd talk about Bhagavad Gita, or talk something from Bhagavad Gita. So I went back and forth in my mind what to do. Bhagavad Gita, my choice. Bhagavad Gita, my choice. So we're going to do both. Okay? So the topic tonight is Christmas in the Bhagavad Gita. You ever heard that one together before? I haven't either. I just made it up. And you can tell me at the end if I'm speculating or if you think this is legitimate. I think I have a valid point to be made. Before I begin, Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om again Tamrandasya Ganajana Shlaka Chaksun Miltaminatas, my Shri Gurave Namaha. So one may ask, why am I talking about Christmas on December 29th? Today's the 29th, I think. 29th, 30th, 29th. And Christmas was 5 days ago, 4 days ago, right? Actually, I'm on safe ground. Have you ever heard the phrase 12 days of Christmas? So Christmas actually starts on December 25th and it goes until January 6th. So we're still right in the middle of Christmas. January 6th is when the Magi came, the 3 priests. They were actually priests, but they happened to be kings also. They're usually called the 3 wise men. So they came bearing gifts for Jesus, baby Jesus, of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, I believe. And they arrived there on January 6th. Usually in the movies and the things you see him coming when he was born. But they actually came a few days later. So right now it's Christmas, at least within the Christmas season. So that's why I picked that. We see all the lights, although these days most of the lights have nothing to do with Christmas. They might have something to do with snowmen or reindeer or Santa Claus or something, if you're lucky. It's rare to see what they call nativity scene, because the atheists will sue them for some reason or another. Nativity scenes are not considered popular or politically correct. But anyway, so this Christmas season upon us, and I want to ask, what is Christmas? What does that word come from? Where do we get the word Christmas? Anybody know? Anybody theologians in the room? I'm not a theologian, so I'm on thin ice here. But Christmas actually comes from, you've heard of the word Mass? Catholics have Mass. It's like sort of a loose combination of arati and a yajna. It's a ceremony, and also every day they make their, kind of reinstate their vows every day and things. So every day they do a Mass. Well, on the birthday of Christ, they call it Christ's Mass. So you take Christ means the anointed one. Christ's Mass, which was held on the 25th, they just shortened it to Christmas. So that's where Christmas comes from. And what does it represent? Well, what does it represent in the Christian tradition? It not just represents, but it's an event where God appeared as a baby, and he grew up to be Jesus. You're all familiar with that time. So this is not, for us, for Vaishnavas, God appearing is not, I mean, it's a wonderful thing, but it happens over and over. Right? It's nothing new to us. Yes, God appears. What are some of the examples of ways God has appeared? This is, I'm going to aim to make this participatory. So you can, Krishna, Janmashtami. There's a lot of parallels to Janmashtami and Christmas. Born in a manger and born in a prison. Lord Chaitanya, right? Is this God appearing? He appears. The Shringadev, right? Dasa avatars, Lord Buddha, Vyasadeva, incarnation of God. So God appearing is somewhat of a normal thing. He also appears too. He appears so everyone can see him, and sometimes he appears to certain individuals. Yesterday in Bhagavatam class we heard about Dhruva Maharaj. The Lord appeared to Dhruva Maharaj. He appeared to Prahlad Maharaj. Right, who else? Gajendra. Moses, he appeared in the form of a burning bush. Muhammad, right, had a vision. He appeared, Christian saints, right? My great-great-great-grandfather, he was the brother of Joseph Smith. He had a vision, and they founded the Mormon Church because the angels appeared and gave him these plates. So God appearing, I think Ellen G. White was another one, Seventh-day Adventists. It's not well, it may be rare, but it's not unheard of for the Lord to appear. And we're going to talk about why. So, there's a nice verse. I don't know if you can put Bhagavad Gita 4:8. Probably most of you have this memorized. This temple, you all know, I'm sure you all know, and when you go outside of Silicon Valley to anywhere else in the country or the world, ISKCON Silicon Valley is a jewel in our movement. It's like very, very special. Devotees here, there's so much bhakti and so much potency, so much scholarship. So this Bhagavad Gita 4:8, right? Very, very famous verse. Pritranaya sadhunam, Vinashaya chaduskritam dharma shamsta panartaya sambayami yuge yuge. What does this mean? To deliver the pious, annihilate the miscreants, as well as to reestablish the principles of religion, I appear millennium after millennium. So there's your connection. Right? Bhagavad Gita right there, 5,000 years ago foretold that the Lord will appear. So externally, this is, we were talking on the way here. Many of you have children, and they have certain needs, clothing, foodstuffs, right? And their love is there, but there's some obligation there. As the parents, right, you take care of them. If they ask for something, you give it to them. Why? Because that's your role. That's your obligation. It may be your obligation, but you don't do it because it's your obligation. You do it because you want to do it. It's out of love. So in the same way, the Father is responsible for His children. So Lord Krishna is always looking for ways to bring us back home, looking for ways to enter into our life, enter into the world, to remind us. We've left Him. We've left the spiritual world. Here we are. How He's training His brain to think of ways how He can bring us back. And so that's what one of the reasons for these appearances, right? He comes in the form, whether it's Himself coming or His representative coming. He appears as the spiritual master. He appears through Vaishnava Sangha. One of my favorite verses, Lord Chaitanya is speaking to Ramananda Roy, and he's asking what a series of questions. I'm jumping right up to some of the better parts. He rejected many of the early ones. Lord Chaitanya likes to go very deep. And he gets to about his devotees. He said, what is the most auspicious thing? That was the question. What is the most auspicious thing? Who can tell me what the answer was? I know that you all know this. You're going to make me say it. So the question, key word here, most. The question was, what is the most auspicious thing? The answer Ramananda Roy gives, I don't know what the Bengali is, but the answer does not contain the word most. Usually you ask somebody, where's the best place? They'll say, the best place is this, or the best place is there. That's logical. So what's the most auspicious thing? Ramananda Roy didn't say most. Ramananda Roy said, association with devotees? Yes. Just before that, what is the only auspicious thing? Important point. Association of devotees, yes, thank you very much. That's key. But it's also profound if you look at the word for word. What's the most auspicious thing? The only auspicious thing is the association of devotees. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. So the point is, if we have association of devotees, we have everything else auspicious. We have Krishna, we have everything else we need. So Krishna appears through His devotees. One of the evidence that Krishna is giving you His mercy is that He gives you association of His devotees. Right? This is very, very... So this is one of the ways that Lord Krishna appears in the heart. He appears in His books, right? Through the mercy of His devotees. Did anyone have a book fall out from the spiritual sky into their hand? Or did Krishna walk up and give it to them? Many of you were born in India. You probably knew about Krishna from birth. In the West, trust me, Very few people outside of your families are born hearing about Krishna. Most Westerners have to find out about him some other way because it's not in their household. So how did they get it? Some devotee gave them a book. Somebody said, here, you want to be happy. Read this information. So this is another way that Krishna appears. And how else does he appear? Can you put up Bhagavad Gita 1861? He appears in the heart, right? Not just he appears, but Krishna lives in the heart. He's there all the time, right? Let's chant all this together. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hridesha junatistati brahmayan sarvabhutani yantra rudani mayaya. Go to the translation. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities, or is seated as on a machine made of material energy. So Krishna's there. He appears. He appears externally, you could say, as these different forms we discussed, avatars, personal or his representative, Srila Prabhupada, the Acharyas, spiritual master, etc. And he appears in the heart. Not just appear, but he lives there in our heart. Why does he do this? Why is Krishna so persistent? If you look through the Shastras, any Shastras, whether it's Vedic Shastras or other Western scriptures, Bible, Quran, you look through any bona fide religion and you see this same theme. God descends, or he sends somebody to give his message. Why does he do that? What are some of the reasons that... Because he loves us. Oh, okay. Somebody read my notes. So yes, it's to rectify. We read earlier in 4.8 to annihilate the miscreants and to chastise. So that's one of the things he does. You can see that in Mahabharata and Ramayana and other places where Krishna comes to clean things up. But he doesn't need to come personally. We've heard that. He could do that through so many ways. Earthquakes, tornadoes, we'd see them all the time, killing wraths of people. He's here and it's fun for him, so he'll do it. But it's not the inner driver to make him want to come. It's just something he does. You're going on a long trip to India, you might have a layover in London, and you see something in a store that's valuable, you might buy it. You didn't buy the airplane ticket to buy something at the airport in London. But it was convenient, it was a good price, so you did it. So Krishna kills demons because, yeah, it's convenient, it's fun. But that's not really why he comes. He comes because he loves us. And he's so hungry for that love that he's constantly looking for ways to get it. Right? Examples are, a couple of my favorite examples. One is Bilvalamangala Thakur. Right? We all know the story. It's kind of a long, painful story. But near the end of his life, he's in Vrindavan, blind. Some young boy comes up to him, says, "Baba, why are you here in the forest? You should have a nice place to stay. It's cold. What are you doing out here? You're an old man. You're blind." And every day he would come and give him some milk, but he would ask him, "What are you looking for? Who's this boy Krishna? Why are you looking for Krishna?" He would ask him. He would extract out of his heart, what is it you want about Krishna? What do you see? And Bilvalamangala Thakur would explain what he's looking for. And Krishna is just loving it. Krishna is relishing the love of his devotees. We see in the Damodar pastime, right? Lord Damodar, you can put up a picture. What is he doing? He's extracting the love from his mother. In this case, in the most extreme way, he wants a lot of love, right? So he forces Yashoda to really manifest how much love she has, right? There's a nice pastime in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Prema Samputta, where Krishna disguises himself as a gopi, as a goddess, demi-goddess, comes to Radharani, wins her favor to the point where Radharani trusts her and starts asking, well, how do you put up with this, Krishna? Why do you tolerate the way he treats you? He sometimes is nice and sometimes a little not so nice, and yet it doesn't bother you. And Radharani explains, oh, no, you don't understand. And so, Krishna is so hungry for our love that he's constantly looking for ways to extract it. And this is the reason. This is whether it's Christmas or whether it's Janmashtami, whatever the festival may be, whatever the external circumstances, ultimately Krishna is trying to elevate us so that our desires are to come out of this material world. Because we're not going to find happiness in this material world. We keep trying. If I make this adjustment, if I get the right job, if I get the right house, in the right neighborhood, and the right car, and the right solar panels, I can get right everything, then I'll be satisfied. I won't be stressed out. I'll be good. But it's not going to work. Some storm's going to come, or the government's going to change, or something will happen, and we have to start all over again. And it's the nature of the material world. We see the news, and this terrorist shot this person for this reason, and we think, okay, we need laws to protect from that. And it's fine, make your laws. Something else will happen. Some other person will come. There's always something, because the material world is designed. It's built into the DNA of it to kick us, to make us suffer. Why? So that we wake up and say, why am I here? What am I doing? Why am I suffering? So this is Krishna's mercy, to squeeze us. But that only works so far. You can push a cow to some extent. If you've ever worked on a farm, you can try to push the cow to go where you want to go. It's not very effective. They're bigger than us, they're stronger than us, and if they don't want to move, they're not moving. But if you can find a way to attract them, give them some milk or give them some hay or something they want, they'll follow you wherever you want to go. So in the same way, we're very rebellious, so Krishna will appear in this form or in that form, whatever the tradition, whether it's as he is in Mathura, as baby Krishna, or as Lord Jesus Christ in a manger with a different language and different customs. It's still the same mood, the same dynamic. He's trying to evoke our love. So this may, I don't know if this has ever been done before. I don't think Srila Prabhupada would mind, but I'm going to read a song that's not from our tradition. Since we're talking about Christmas, there's a lot of different Christmas songs that you could say capture the spirit of Christmas. Many of them are jingle bells or sleigh rides or things that have nothing to do with the real meaning of it. It has to do with the holiday, but not with the essence of Christ. When you sing a lot of the songs about Jesus, I was raised in a Mormon family, and they have very eloquent singers, a Mormon Tabernacle Choir. Most of them are all talking about God's grandeur and glory. It's filled with Aishvara, and God is great, and He is certainly great. But one of my favorite songs is a very simple, humble song. I'm not going to try to sing it because I won't torture you in that way. But you can just imagine some nice music and angelic voices and a nice beat. You all heard this song, Old Drummer Boy? Has anyone ever not heard it? Or you at least heard the title of it? Have you ever heard the notes, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum? Does that sound familiar? If you've heard that, then you've heard the Little Drummer Boy. Come, they told me, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, a newborn king to see, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. Some heads are nodding, so now you're remembering. You've heard this, maybe. Our finest gifts to bring, to lay before the king, so to honor him when we come. Baby Jesus, I am a poor boy. I have no gift to bring that's fit to give a king. Shall I play for you on my drum? So he's a little young boy. Mary nodded, yes. The ox and lamb kept time. I played my drum for him, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. I played my best for him, pa rum pum pum pum, rum pum pum pum, rum pum pum pum. Then he smiled at me, pa rum pum pum pum, me and my drum. So what is this song about? Is it about playing a drum? It's about someone who has nothing to give. Here's the most elevated special personality in the world, this baby Jesus. He's a baby, but he's going to grow up to be the Savior. So he deserves everything. And this poor boy has nothing. He says, but I have a drum and I can play it, so can I play it for you? So this is Bhakti. This is the essence of Bhakti. What do we have to give Krishna? What is the little girl, 6 or 7 years old, wants to bake a cake for Papa? Says, Mama, I want to make a cake. It's his birthday. So the girl goes in the kitchen, makes a huge mess, has flour everywhere. Who bakes the cake? Mama. Daddy comes home. The girl brings the cake out. The oven, the kitchen, everything in the whole house is paid for by Papa. The flour, the butter, all the ingredients were paid for by Papa. Either he bought it or Mama bought it. She did all the work to bake it. And he sees the cake, and how does he feel? He's so happy. Why? Because this little daughter who did nothing, well, not nothing, she made a pretty good mess. But she had love and she wanted to express it. So this cake is just the vehicle to express that love. And then he feels that and he's so happy. Right? This is Bhakti. Krishna, what do we have to offer Krishna? You know, our bodies, our minds, our ability. We talk about God appearing in the heart. There's a verse, 7.8, I forget the whole Sanskrit, very famous verse, Rasahom Apsukunteya. And then Parasham Nishu at the end. I'm the ability in man. So if we're able to do something, that ability, this is Krishna. We can't even take credit for our ability, but I did it with my own hands. No, that ability is Krishna. The hands are Krishna, the intelligence. Everything that we have belongs to Krishna. But when we offer back to him, we're offering him our love, because we don't have to offer it. We could do something else with it. So it's very touching to him. So Krishna's greedy. Krishna's very hungry. He wants this love, but he's not going to force. So he appears in ways to attract us through his activities, through his pastimes. He does things to try to attract our attention in wonderful ways. And it works. If you read the different Shastras, you can see these activities attract Krishna in different modes, in different ways. Some people are attracted to Aishvarya, some people are attracting through awe and reverence to the grandeur of God, the power of God. But devotees aren't interested in that. When Arjuna approached Krishna for the battle, Krishna said, I'm not going to fight, you can have my army. Duryodhana wanted his army. Fine, you can have my Arjuna said, fine, I just want Krishna. But I can't fight, Arjuna, I can't help you. No problem, I don't care. You don't have to fight, I just want you, the personality. So this is what Krishna wants. He wants these relationships, but he won't force. So he appears in so many different ways. So it's a very special time, this Christmas season, to remember the essence of this Bhagavad Gita, that Krishna is here, he appears, he comes to bring us back home, to remind us who we are, to deliver us from our illusion and all of our false conceptions of who we are and who God is. I have another question for you. I'm trying to think of a smooth segue to this, but I think I already passed it. We talked about how God is the Father, right? Krishna, of course, Father, Mother, everything. And so as a result, there's so many Shastras. We mentioned one of his appearances is Lord Vyasadeva, as incarnation, right? Literary incarnation of Krishna. And he wrote basically everything. All the Vedas, all of this, everything we call Shastras, Itihasas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, contains Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavatam. And the Bhagavatam, how many verses do you write in the Bhagavatam? 18,000. There's 18,000. Are we pretty sure about that number? Has it ever changed? It's 18,000. You sure it's not more or less? How confident? Who's confident that it's 18,000? Yeah, I was pretty confident until I heard what I'm about to read to you. And I've said this before, and people have questioned it, and so they don't believe me, and then I have to give them evidence and convince them that I'm not making these things up. So instead of doing that, I'm going to read the actual words straight from the Veda base, so that you'll understand. I'm not making this up. I'm not saying this just to get your attention. This was a lecture on Sri Sad Goswami Astika, November 18th, 1968. I don't know if this will blow your mind, but it blew my mind when I heard it. So Prabhupada at the end of the lecture, as always, as he often did, he would say, so any questions? And a woman asked, is there anyone similar to Joan of Arc in the Srimad Bhagavatam? Remember, we're talking about Christmas and Christ appearing to the Western world, and Bhagavad Gita, right, the Lord descends, times of irreligion, and we mentioned all the different ways. So just keep that in the back of your mind. That's the topic, Christmas and the Bhagavad Gita. The Lord descends, basically. God descends into the world. So she asked, is there anyone like Joan of Arc in the Bhagavatam, in Srimad Bhagavatam? Prabhupada said, Are you familiar with Joan of Arc? She was a saint. Prabhupada said, yes. Is there any person in Srimad Bhagavatam similar to her? Prabhupada said, you want to see Joan of Arc in Srimad Bhagavatam? Why don't you take Joan of Arc of Srimad Bhagavatam? She wasn't in the version I read. Any activities of devotees, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. What do you mean by Bhagavatam? Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam. Bhagav. This word comes from Bhagavan. Bhagavata. Bhagavad Shabda. The word is Bhagavat, and pertaining to Bhagavat is Bhagavat. This is Prabhupada's answer. So Bhagavat can be expanded to any unlimited. So anything in relationship with God, that is Bhagavatam. So if Joan of Arc, she was in relationship with God, she is also Bhagavatam. You should expand the Bhagavatam in that way. Yes. I think we passed 18,000 verses now. Because how many personalities are there that are devotees of Bhagavatam, or had some interaction with him, or wrote some prayer for him? This is Krishna's expanding form, right? How to find ways to expand himself to come into our lives. So I guess the point in my reading that is, it didn't stop 2,000 years ago with Jesus Christ. It didn't stop 5,000 years ago when Krishna appeared, or 500 years ago when Lord Chaitanya appeared. He's appearing all the time. And as devotees, sometimes life beats us down. Our service is very hard. We like to do it, but it gets tiring. Material energies are there. We have to work. We have to do so many other things that pull us away. So it can be a little discouraging, or we can get a little worn down. So we have to always be looking. Where is Krishna? He's appearing somewhere. He's trying to talk to me. Maybe is he in my heart? Is he out here? Was that him? That thing that just happened, was that him? Did he arrange that? We have to be looking for him, because he's there. I mean, ultimately, if you read Brahma Samhita, he's within every atom, in his fullness. And we just read, he's in the heart. So he's constantly trying to extract that love from our hearts. So we want to be like this little drummer boy. We want to find whatever I have. I don't have much to offer, but here it is. And He says, what? Patram pushpam phalam toya. He'll accept a flower, a leaf, some water. You don't even have to have that. You can just have a prayer. But it's nice. Flowers are nice, so they're nice to offer Him. But He's very hungry. He's very, you could say, I think, legitimately greedy. He wants that love. And if you ever doubt it, just stop and think how you came into existence. Did you will yourself into existence? He says, I'm going to be. No, you are given existence. You have a life. You exist. So this existence is His proof that He loves you, that He wants you and what you have. So our job, our life's goal is to find, okay, what is that I can offer Him? What can I do for Him? In the beginning, we do whatever we can. We do anything. We wash the pots, we scrub the floors, we just do any service available to us. And as we develop our love for Him, then we start to feel, oh, I want to offer Him this. I want to do this for Krishna. It's described, I believe it's the Nectar of Devotion, that one should offer to the Lord that thing which is valuable to them. Because if I have something I don't care about, here, Prabhu, you want a gift? It's like, it doesn't mean very much. It's like, well, you didn't want it, so you gave it to me. But if I have something that I cherish, and this is really nice quality, it's good, and I give that to them, it's like, oh, why are you giving me this? No, I want you to have it. Because I care about you, and this is valuable. I want you to feel valued. And then that's a nice gift. Somebody gives you something nice, and you feel, oh, this person, it touches you. Wow, I never had such a nice gift. And so it doesn't mean nice in terms of it has to cost a lot of money or it has to be very perfect and beautiful. It just means something to us. Like for this drummer boy, what was his life? He liked to play the drum. That was his skill. That what gave him joy. So he said, can I offer this to you? It's all I have, but I like it. I try to do it as well as I can. Will you accept it? This is bhakti. Right? Find that thing that I like to do, whether it's a skill or talent or ability or possession, doesn't matter, they're just vehicles. And let me offer that to the Lord. And let me offer that to His devotees. So I'm going to stop here and ask some of you, or all of you, what are some of the ways that Krishna has appeared in your life? And at first you'll think He's never appeared in my life. He's never just come down and danced. Okay, fair enough. He hasn't done that in my life either. But if you go a little deeper and think, well, what things have happened in your life or what experiences you've had that as a result of which I know Krishna is real. I know He loves me because I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have had this or that. And if we look deeply, you have all had the experience. The proof of that is that you're sitting in this room. So if you had not experienced, you'd be doing something else. But this is more interesting than those things because you have a connection to Krishna and you want to have another connection to Krishna. So what are some of the ways that Krishna has appeared in your life? Yes, Anangasundari.
Hare Krishna. I think the first 22 years of my life, I was in total ignorance and not really, like living my life. Definitely, my parents also have a very, very big factor of who I am, where I am. But I met you and Mataji during my masters, when I was studying masters, and it's only because of you that Krishna appeared in my life and I'm in Krishna consciousness. So deeply grateful and really wanted everyone else to know that you're the reason I'm here in Krishna consciousness.
She's trying to embarrass me. The truth of the matter is, she's convinced that that's true. The truth of the matter is, she's proof that I know Krishna loves me because He sent her into our life, because of her enthusiasm and eagerness for Krishna, and desire and enthusiasm. Then I can see, oh, this is what it means to be a devotee. let me be like this. So, thank you very much for that. Anyone else? Yes, in the back.
I try to experience Krishna through the holy name.
Haribol.
And, I tried so many different ways, but this is the closest thing that I can sense, Krishna is listening to my prayers or reciprocating for my prayers.
Very nice. Oh, that's wonderful. That's a great example. And the holy name is Krishna. You can't get any closer. He's dancing in your tongue, he's dancing in your heart. Yes, Prabhu.
I came across the Bhagavad Gita, and by Krishna's mercy I was appreciating, and he very much came into my life with the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, the Bhagavad Gita is powerful. Very, very, very powerful. I was stunned when I first met the devotees and they told me that you can worship. If you have a Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or a picture of Krishna, you can worship it. Krishna's there. And I was like, it just totally blew my mind. I can worship a book? But as I read it over and over, then yes, you can understand Krishna, this is Krishna, he's here.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. You are asking when I have noticed Krishna in my life. There were many instances like that where I noticed. So when I pray to Krishna for when I have a difficulty, and I noticed when I am in difficult situation, my prayer and my mood to Krishna and my dependency on Krishna becomes very real, and I become very humble, and I have done prayers at those times, and miraculously Krishna has distinctively I can notice that okay, Krishna has kind of heard my prayer. And I would want to share one example is that when I was looking for a job, and it is very hard for me to go through the interviews, and I always think that give me a job and I will do whatever you ask. Like, why do you need me to memorize everything and answer you in the interview? Just give me a job, directly. And I got a job offer like that, just direct job offer in Intel. So before that I was thinking, if Krishna is real, is this can this happen? And it happened. Mm-hmm. So it's like nothing short of a miracle for me. And so that's how he comes again and again in my life.
Yeah, that's thank you. That's a great example. Intel's no small thing. These big companies, I've worked at some big companies, and they have a whole process for interviewing and things. You get hired, it's not accidental. They made a conscious choice, and so that's a nice example. It resonates with me because in both my devotional life and my spiritual life, Krishna has a habit of putting me in situations that are very overwhelming. I don't have the qualification for it. There's no way I can succeed in this thing, and yet here I am, and I've expected to do something. And so he's been very kind because he makes it very easy to just take Draupadi's mood and say, Krishna, you have to help me. Because otherwise, that's it, I'm finished. There's no alternative. It's not like maybe I can do it. It's like, it's not going to happen. And to Tarun's point, whenever we do that, then he reciprocates. Sometimes I've noticed two things about Krishna. He's very dramatic, and he likes to show off. So he'll wait He'll answer our prayer, but he generally waits until the last possible moment to answer it. He doesn't, at least in my case, he doesn't usually answer it early because it's not really needed then. But at that point where, okay, now we're actually at the 11th hour, okay, here. And then what's the problem? And he'll do it in a way, in terms of the dramatic side, that then it's very clear that only Krishna can do this. This is not, and no one else can do this. I remember going through a little similar to, not exactly the same as what Tarun Prabhu was saying, but I was unemployed for a period. Long story. I gave up a job because it was time to go. And then I went through the period, and then I started looking for work. And it went on, and I thought, because I had so much pride, because of my credentials and where I worked in the past, so this would be easy. I'd put my resume, people would say, oh, you worked here, no problem, I'll hire you. That didn't happen. I don't know if I was too old or what it was, but time went on, and the funds were going down, and I wasn't getting any job, and I started to get a little concerned. I would pray to Krishna, okay, Krishna, I've had a relationship with you for a while. You can help me, right? You'll help me. And I would keep hearing this little voice and say, well, let me ask you this. Are you starving right now? It's like, well, no. Are there any bills you're not able to pay? Well, no. So what's the problem? It's like, but I need a job and I'm running out of money. It's like, well, are you hungry? Well, no. Well, is there a bill you can't pay? It's like, oh no. Well, what's the problem? It's like, well, pretty soon I won't be able to pay the bills because I'm running out of money. It's like, well, okay, but what about today? And this went on for months and months, and and finally at the 11th hour, when things were kind of like, okay, something. I guess I'm going to have to go work at the drugstore, being a cashier or something, or just find, whatever job I can find, minimum wage. And phone call came, and somebody I worked for, and next thing you know, I had a job. So, yeah, Krishna, he always comes through, but sometimes he seems to like that greed, that hunger. It's like, if I just give you everything now, you won't keep asking. If I give you a little bit to get by, then you have to come back for more. So he likes the interaction. What are some other ways people have experienced Krishna in their lives? Where's the microphone? Over here.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I remember at the Christian church, Orthodox church, sometimes on the festival I was stepping by and I was standing there in front of the altar and I was thinking like, oh God, you just gave me everything, like, and keep giving even if I don't ask for it. So amazing things in my life, like people, opportunities, everything. And that was like the first time in my life that thoughts about, can I give you something also? Can I serve in some way? That was like very first time in my life. And then I thought, oh, maybe I can serve some people, but I want to serve, but in the best possible way. That was like the request, just whatever, but on the best level, like on the high level. And that was just like internally, like not just that thought just popped up in my mind. And then in a few months later, I moved here to California and met devotees and met Guru Maharaj, Visheshika Prabhu. And then I realized, like, I connected that request with this, what happened. So at that moment, I didn't know anything about devotional service, about Bhakti, nothing. I've never read Srila Prabhupada books, but it just happened. So Krishna replies, like, it's the best of the best, like, way how to serve him.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you. You raised an important point that in our infancy or early in our spiritual life, we need and we look for and we're very happy to feel the reciprocation of Krishna. And then as we mature and as our love gets stronger, it gets a little painful to feel his love for us, And the remedy for that gives us comfort is let me do something for him. Let me love Krishna. Because what I have found, there's a song, I have all these horrible sound bites in my head through growing up in America. Different songs that the radio's not so prominent now, but decades ago, whenever you go in your car or into a store, the radio's playing and they're playing all these songs, so they just get stuck in your head because you're forced to hear them. But there's one song, I don't even know who the singer was or what the song's about, but there's this one line, killing me softly with his love or something like that. And that stuck in my head, that Krishna has, as we have these experiences and we feel Krishna's love for us and his reciprocation, at least in my case, because my qualification and my behavior is so abominable and his interaction is so sweet, it's painful. It's like, no, I don't deserve this. Krishna, you should not be this nice to me. At least let me do something to elevate myself if you want to be nice to me. Of course, he doesn't do that. He gives it to us. So then that pain says, okay, I have to do something for him. I have to be better. I have to chant more attentively. I have to surrender more. I have to control. Like, I'm motivated now because he's already given me what I don't deserve. And so, not that we can deserve it, but okay, I need to serve him a little better. I need to work a little harder. And then that gives some comfort. It's like, okay, now I'm trying. When it's like in Janmashtami, celebrations are going on all day and you haven't eaten and there's so much service to do, and by the end of the day you're tired and you're hungry and you're exhausted and you're feeling a little bit of satisfaction because I got to do something for Krishna and it wasn't for me. I didn't do it for my senses. And then you're feeling, yes, this feels good, finally. I'm just doing it because it makes Krishna happy. And you can tell your mind, your false ego, they're finished. And then you feel, okay, yes, this is the secret. Let me just do something for Krishna. And so that's a more mature point where in the beginning it's like, Krishna, I need you to do for me because I'm suffering. But then as we grow, it's like, okay, I need to do for you. Not because we have to, but because we want to, because he's so lovable. He's so beautiful. How can we not? So thank you for sharing that. It was nice. Anyone else? I don't know if this is conventional type of Sunday feast talk. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody?
Krishna first appeared to Tim and I on Christmas Day during the quarantine of the pandemic. We had gone to each other's families' respective Christmases, and we were on the phone as he was walking back to the apartment door. We just moved there a few months prior, and suddenly he says, well, you'll never guess, we got a Christmas gift. And it was because Kotik Karnavadas had lovingly gone to every door in his apartment complex and placed a Bhagavad Gita with a bag of cookies, I think made by Vrindasevika Mataji. We were a little skeptical about the pandemic, so we didn't eat the cookies. But it was something we were looking for and waiting for, and it felt so familiar, but we had no idea what it was. And it certainly felt like we didn't do enough to deserve it. I don't think we even really were very specific in our prayer. We just knew that there was no material solution to the material problem that was very pervasive every day during the pandemic, and we were tired of the misery, and we were just looking for answers. And the only thing that we could really do in return was to read. And it's a long story from there, but it was the most clarity that we'd ever experienced. I was born into a Muslim family, And then when we came here, my mom said, you have free will. I made a lot of Christian and Catholic friends, so I went to church. I took the body and blood of Christ. And then she found a lot of relief in Buddhism. But it just felt like I was waiting for that moment.
Wow. Thank you. Sure. So I'm having a moment right now because I was a little unsure about, I tell you, this temple has a reputation for very elevated, I listen to classes from Alachua, they're very elevated discussions here, classes. And so I'm going to talk about Christmas and Bhagavad Gita, and I'm making this whole thing up. I think it's legitimate, but I've never heard this class given, but I'm going to try. And I feel like Krishna planted you here, that you got a Bhagavad Gita on Christmas Day, so maybe it's okay. My topic that I chose is Krishna's saying, thank you very much, that was nice. That's the best Christmas present you could get. Wow. And that shows the potency of this book distribution. This is, you're not waiting for Krishna to come, you're bringing Krishna into people's lives. Right? You're sort of forcing him to appear. Krishna, here, here's the book, and now he has to come and do his magic. So all glories to the book distributors for, it's like Narada Muni is constantly transcendental troublemaker. He does things that induces Krishna to get involved and do things. So this is, all of you are doing that by distributing these books and creating these types of experiences to where people's lives can change. So thank you for that. That was wonderful. What's your name? Vicky. Okay. I'm going to remember that. Christmas Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita on Christmas. Yeah, that's a Christmas to remember, as they say. Anyone else? I have another question, so before we move on, yes, in the back, where's the microphone? Here it is. Back in the corner by the door.
One of the ways I feel Lord reciprocates, at least for me, wherever I go and the people I talk to, they have a specific number associated with them. So I was born on 22nd of October, and usually, like on the road when I'm looking at cars, the number plates just have number 22 in it, for whatever reason, like what are the odds I'm going somewhere. And there was one time at one junction, there were 3 cars with number 22, and there are many people who I talk to, they have number 22 on their phone, in the phone number also. So and this has been a pattern throughout years. So this is one way I feel that Lord is always there, There's something that this is meant to be, that Lord is always there, looking over us.
Very nice. Very nice, thank you. So, my next question is, what can we do, acknowledging that Krishna is eager and wants to appear, and wants to come into our hearts, wants to appear in the world. Of course, I feel a little silly asking this because you're all doing it already with all the book distribution that is done from this temple. But what can we do personally in our lives to help motivate, or not? We don't really need to motivate. Krishna's already motivated. I guess the question is more, what can we do to receive it or to hear it? Krishna's trying to give. If we feel as though Krishna's not reciprocating with us, or somehow we're not feeling his presence, It's very hard to blame Krishna because he's doing so much. So what can we do to remove any hindrance to us receiving that, or hearing it, or feeling it? What have you found to be effective, or what do you do when you need to feel Krishna's support and love and encouragement? What can be done? Yes, can hand the microphone back.
One of the things that what I'm doing, it's removing the doubts that might appear in the mind, if this is the right path, if Krishna really wants me there, if I'm capable to do this service, if I'm qualified. So, but by reading scriptures and listening to sadhus and serving Guru, that disappears. And even in advance, like when I feel that something is above my imagination or about my ability to understand, so I know that even I read it and I try to absorb it, and in the future if the doubts are coming, so that might be the answer. So it doesn't mean that I have to look for immediate answers, like in advance, studying in advance, that also helps to dissolve the doubts that might appear.
Yeah, that's a fantastic answer. So remove the doubts. Remove these doubts. We should accept these words of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna and Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's words to Arjuna. We should accept them as being real. I once had a very profound exchange with Malati. I think most of you, all of you probably know Mother Malati, the original Malati that helped found the movement in the early days here in San Francisco and other places in London. So I was with her. I was somewhere where I had some association with her. I think it was Sadhu Sangha maybe, and we were standing there, and she knows me, so it's kind of casual. So I can kind of ask her things, and my mind is blank. And I said, Malati, I said, whenever I'm with you, I feel like I should ask you something because you have so much like knowledge and spiritual potency. I should ask you something, but I can't think of what to ask. I don't know what to do. And she said, just out of the blue, she says, well, you should just always remember, never give up, and remember that discouragement is a gift from Maya. You don't have to accept it. And I thought, wow, thank you very much. I didn't have the question, but she gave me the answer. And I'm so grateful because it's exactly what you're saying, that sometimes the mind is, until it's trained, which takes a tremendous effort and time, the mind is generally not our friend. At least not until we whip it into submission. And so we have to just constantly, reject it. And that was just such a powerful thing, that discouragement. And if you look at the life of Malati in the early days of the movement, there was plenty of opportunity for discouragement. They had a lot of challenges. And so to understand that, discouragement is a gift from Maya here. You should question this movement. You should question Srila Prabhupada. You should question your ability to surrender. You should question your qualification because of your impurity, all the mistakes you've made. There are all kinds of reasons the mind will give us that we should feel discouraged. And we don't have to accept it. I said, thank you very much. I'm not interested. I'm going to accept Prabhupada. And this is why reading is so potent, because when you read Srila Prabhupada's books, Prabhupada's statement after statement gives you encouragement. It doesn't take very much to get Krishna's attention. In one sense, we have to try very hard, and Prabhupada's disciples will tell you it took some pretty significant effort sometimes to get him to smile. But that momentum once we're kind of down that path, if we just start, the momentum picks up. And it doesn't take very much to get Krishna's assistance. And it may not feel like it. It's interesting when you're in the mountains, you're in a valley, and then you start climbing a mountain. It's all very easy down here because it's not very steep. And as you get to the top of the mountain, it gets very steep. It gets much more difficult. So oftentimes, and there's a Christian thing called footprints you may have seen, that sometimes when things are very difficult, it's because we are making some advancement, we're putting some effort, and so there's some obstacles that we feel. But yeah, if we work on it was described to me like a balloon. I was in New Mexico one time, they had a festival of hot air balloons. It was a mind-blowing sight. You see all these balloons going up in the air. And when the balloon's all ready, it's going up. All you have to do is take out the weights and it will go up. You don't have to push it. So if we just get rid of the doubts and get rid of the negativity out of our mind, automatically we make advancement. Because the soul, Krishna is here in the heart, Satchidananda, the soul, we're spiritual in it. We're part and parcel of Krishna. We're ecstatic, blissful entities. The problem is we've covered it up with so much charcoal and dirt and lead weights that we have forgotten. And so if we just remove the doubts and say, no, it may not be possible by my measurement, but Krishna can do what he wants. And the mercy of the devotees is just, it's incredible. And so that's a wonderful answer. Just remove those doubts. And if you need help removing the doubts, read Prabhupada's books. He'll remove them. He'll remove them for you. You just, one after another. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Yes, I see a hand in the back. Is there a microphone in the back? He's got it.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. And yes, definitely we need to have the faith. And I also believe that we need to show the full dependence on Krishna and only Krishna. That is the way to get his mercy. Unless we show the full dependence only on him and we try whatever hard we can try here and there, it will not work. And once we show the full dependence on him, things work magically.
That's a wonderful point. Thank you for that. I mentioned how Krishna is a little bit dramatic sometimes. He waits till the last minute and he likes to show off. He lifted to go over on the hill, not with his right hand, but his left, and his pinky, So also he's a little bit jealous. It's like, if you want Krishna's mercy, then you have to be fixed very firmly in your consciousness. There's no one but Krishna. Nothing, no one else, nothing else. My bank balance won't help me. My husband, my wife won't help me. My boss won't help me. Nothing is going to help me but Krishna. These things belong to him, and he's given, my service may be to take care of these things because he's placed them in our care so that we don't disregard or ignore them. But in terms of shelter, happiness, protection, feeling safe, feeling nurtured, we have to be convinced that if I have Krishna, I have everything else will be. If I don't have him, doesn't matter what I have. Because Maya is very, very tricky. She'll convince us, yes, you need Krishna, and if you have this other thing, it will help you to get to Krishna. And if you have this other thing, it will help you get to Krishna. And we have to, no, nothing else will help me but Krishna. It's single-pointed. So that's a really nice point. Thank you for that. And we have to be very deeply convinced of that. Because even sometimes, devotees, and, bless their soul, oh, Prabhu, if you do this, or if you do this, if you do this, it's like, well, maybe those things. I really like an answer once that Mother Jamuna gave, the original Jamuna Devi. In Sharanagati, there's a lot of different devotee Vaishnava groups. Some are ISKCON and some are other groups. And Australia is like that too. I go to Murwillumbah and there's different groups. So some of them were trying to get, because Jamuna is very spiritually potent and very famous, they were saying, well, can you come and just speak to our group or come and do this? They're trying to get her involved in different things. And she's so dedicated to Srila Prabhupada. This is like a rock, And she said, but she's also, is just so, I don't know, some of you may have met her, she's so sweet and gentle. She didn't say no, she just said, oh, you know what? That's fine. Maybe one day I can do that. But right now, I have barely been able to really understand and master a fraction of it Srila Prabhupada's giving me. When I can completely understand and do everything he taught me, then I can look at something else. But right now, I need to completely understand what Prabhupada gave me and fulfill it, because until I do that, I don't have time for anything else. And so she had that complete conviction that if I please my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, and I just surrender to Krishna, that's it. And so that's very, very important, because it's one of the tricks. Discouragement, doubts, these things. Maya will say, well, here's some other teaching, here's some other thing, here's some other demigod, here's some, other mantra, here's some other thing you can do. I know many devotees, well, I'm just going to go out and get a job and work, and then I'll come build so many temples, and then I haven't seen them for 15 years because they're trying to, Krishna doesn't want a temple, he wants your heart. So that's a nice point, 100% conviction. Somebody else, right behind you.
Yeah, one more point I would like to add is, if somebody gives us, say, a Lamborghini or a...
Hold the microphone up to you.
Can you hear me? Yeah. I just wanted to add to the points that if somebody gives me a gift like a Lamborghini or the big mansion, I'll be very happy, right? Those are the biggest gifts you can get. So, but like if you think the God has given the universe as a house to all of us, and given the body as a vehicle to each one of us, like if you can think that way is the biggest gifts, and we take this existence as granted. These are the priceless gifts we get. The reason I exist is because of the Krishna, and with my existence, I'm able to enjoy the word with him, actually, right? So we take it granted. Being more grateful and conscious about these gifts each moment, you can realize that, oh, Krishna is loving and kind of blissful to everybody. So that kind of helps in like being more loving and devoted to the Krishna.
That's a nice point. Thank you for that. Yeah, gratitude. Don't take it for granted. He's given us this existence in this universe, and we acknowledge him and try to see him and try to serve him. Very nice. So I hope this is okay. It's not a very scholarly presentation I'm making, and I don't know if this is a normal type of Sunday feast interaction. But these were my thoughts about this Christmas season, is how to understand. I was talking with my wife. We see so many Christmas lights, and we're thinking, well, maybe Christmas lights are, if they're Christian, they use Christmas lights. If they're not, they don't. I say, well, yeah, maybe, but most Christmas lights have nothing to do with Christ. They're just other things. And so anyway, it just got me thinking, well, what is Christmas? What is special about Christmas? Why does Christmas feel? Why do people like it in different Christmas songs? So that's what sent me down this track. And then I started thinking of this whole idea of how much energy, how much effort. Of course, for Krishna, it's effortless, but how much of his time and energy he puts into coming into the world, coming into our lives, both on a grand scale, like Lord Chaitanya, or Krishna, Jesus Christ, whatever, and on a personal scale in our hearts. I got to really thinking, I said, well, he puts a lot of effort into, and when you read through the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam, there's so many verses about Krishna in the heart is doing this, Krishna in the heart is doing this. And Prabhupada's, you see this theme over and over in Prabhupada's purports, that Krishna is in the heart. He's constantly trying to help us and guide us. And I thought, wow, it's pretty profound. It's not like he needs us. Krishna's Atmaram. He's self-satisfied. What does he need us? Well, he wants us. Whether he needs us or not is a debate for someone more advanced than myself, but I do know he wants us. That's why he created us. And what's more amazing to me, not just that he brought you into existence, but you have an ability, each and every one of you have a quality or an ability to give Krishna pleasure that no one else has. You can do something for Krishna that no one else can do. And he wants that thing. And so, and similarly, he has a quality that you can appreciate, no one else may even see or understand. And so it's very important for us to try to understand, what can I do for Krishna? How can I make him happy? Because the reality is our substance, that spiritual DNA, the spiritual substance of the soul, Satchidananda, it's part and parcel of Krishna. So when he's happy, guess what? You're happy. Boss, there's no other, like, so we put a smile on him, and because we're part of him. When he's happy, we're happy. And so when we think like that, just how can I make Krishna happy? What little thing, with all my unqualification and all my lack of ability and all my fallen nature, what can I do to make Krishna happy? That'll keep you busy the rest of your life, and you have a wonderful life trying to fulfill it. Yeah, and I had a couple of points, and you already covered them all. Just being grateful and helping others, and distributing his mercy to others. And I told the students, I'll end on this point because we're out of time, that we've had many of these discussions I've had with Nangasundari and Tarun and Indrashekar, the different students, University of Mira. We'd go on long drives to Sadhu Sangha or Gita Nagari, and they would be very thankful, for myself and my wife giving them this Krishna consciousness. And what I tried to get them to understand was, you're giving us a life by asking about Krishna and inquiring about, how to become happy, and showing your enthusiasm. It's teaching me how to be enthusiastic, and it's teaching me the importance of understanding who Krishna is so you can talk about him. And without someone to talk to do that, without the ability to give that, we have no life. Life is miserable. So Krishna sent them into our life to keep us Krishna conscious. So I have all gratitude to the students for helping us remember Krishna. I say us, myself and my wife. Krishna is saying, look, I'm not going to let you forget me. You're going to have to talk about me to all these people, so you can't forget me. And so I'm very grateful for all the years of encouragement, enthusiasm Krishna has put in my life from so many enthusiastic students. And I want to thank all of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Round of applause for Devaprastha. Thank you, Devaprastha Prabhu, for giving such a wonderful class and visiting us here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. And is Padmamalini Mataji there somewhere? She's not feeling well. Okay. Sorry to hear that. But thank you again for giving such a nice class and visiting us here at ISV and giving us your association. And we look forward to having you many more times, Krishna willing. So again, a big round of applause for Devaprastha Prabhu. So now we have the Arati, where we are going to dance for Krishna, as Vaisheshika Prabhu likes to say. So in a very efficient manner, we will remove all these particular asanas, we'll put it in the back, and we'll clear the floor, and we'll prepare for the Arati. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Namaste Saraswati Deve. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. A little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe. Jaya Radha Sham Sundar, Radha Sham Sundar, Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari, Radha Giridhari, Radhe Radhe. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Narahari, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Narahari. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindra Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Privrajacharya Stotra Sat His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Prabhupada Ki Prem Sakho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Sham Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Gangamayi Jamunamayi Ki Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We welcome you all to the Sunday Feast Festival here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. This is the last Sunday of the year 2024. Thank you for joining us for a very special Sunday Feast Festival here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. So let's give a big round of applause to everyone who has joined here. Hare Hare Bol. We would also like to thank all our online viewers as well. So let's give them a big round of applause. Today's discourse and Krishna Katha was brought to us by His Grace, Devaprastha Prabhu, who is traveling here. And his topic was the essence of the appearance of Jesus Christ and linking it to the appearance of the Lordship. So let's give him a big round of applause for an ecstatic class. Hare 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 Bol. and a very lively discussion. Thank you, Prabhu. We also would like to thank His Grace Jai Kanaya Prabhu. Is he here? Yeah, for leading the Aarti. So let's give him a big round of applause and thank him. Hari Hari Bol. We also would like to thank Bhaktin Dhriti for leading the Narsimha Aarti. Hari 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 Bol. Last but not least, today's broadcast program was brought to us by His Grace Ramananda Saka Prabhu. So let's express our gratitude and thank him. Hari Hari Bol. So anyone coming here for the first time? Thank you. We have quite a few devotees, and thank you for visiting us. If there is anything we could be of any service, please reach out to me. My name is Shri Gopal Das or Hanspriya Mataji right there. We would be happy to assist you in any way we can. Hope you are having a good vacation here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. Thank you. So let's chant one Mahamantra for all our newcomers. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So what's coming up? Next week, Wednesday, is the first day of 2025. So we will have a Kirtan night here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley, starting at 5 p.m. But before that, our temple opens at 4:30 a.m. for Mangala Aarti. So we have the temple open throughout the day, starting from Mangala Aarti. There will be a Rajbhog Aarti at 12:30 p.m. And then from 5 p.m., we will have the Kirtan here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. So we will not have our regular online Wednesday class, but instead we will have a Kirtan starting at 5 p.m. So hope to see you all here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. Hare Krishna. No, so the Kirtan will not continue till the midnight. We will have again Aarti, our regular Aarti at 8 p.m. And then after 8:30, we will close the altar. Hare Krishna. First of January, which is Wednesday. Right? Generally we have our regular online class, Wednesday class. Instead, we will be having a Kirtan here at temple. Okay? Hare Krishna. So we have quite a few sponsors for tonight's feast. We'll acknowledge them one by one, not in any particular order. Veena Kunteta and family are sponsoring tonight's feast. Are they here? Yeah, please come, if you can. And in the meanwhile, I will announce other sponsors as well. But the second sponsor is Jai Kabra and Tanisha are also sponsoring tonight's feast. I met them today. Are they here? Jai? Yeah, please come, Jai. Thank you. And I'll announce the rest of the sponsors. So, Jai, you can come. Yeah. Thank you, Jai. And your wife is Tanisha. Thank you. Is she here? Yeah, okay. Thank you for sponsoring the feast. Would you like to say a few words?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So let's thank them for sponsoring tonight's feast. Hare Krishna. Yeah. The next sponsor is Sandhya, is sponsoring on the occasion of her birthday. So let's thank her for sponsoring tonight's feast. Thank you. Hari Hari Bol. Please come. So Veena, yeah, so.
I'm here escorting my grandmother to see San Francisco, and it's her who's sponsoring.
Thank you. Prabhu, basket
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Thank you. And your grandmother's name is Veena? Who is Veena? Okay, thank you. Here is Mahaprasad. Hare Krishna. Sandhya Mataji, please come. And our fourth sponsor, I would like Hansapriya Mataji to announce the fourth sponsor. Sandhya Mataji, please come.
It's my wife's birthday today, so we wanted to offer food for needies and other people. We found everywhere, and then we realized that like ISKCON is serving a lot of people, and then there is like Hare Krishna Food for Life. So we researched that online, and then like we found we can do that.
Thank you for your generous donation. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thanks for all.
And Mataji would like to also do some volunteering service, distributing the prasadam as well. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Over to Hansapriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Who knows what I'm going to announce? Whose birthday is it today? Advaita, our own Advaita. He turns 19, and we are so blessed that he's here. And he's going to be actually going back soon. But we would love you to come forward, and we would allow us to celebrate. I know you don't like it, but we will do it in our ISV tradition. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna dear Hare Krishna to you. And you know Advaita is the son of Kameshwari and Sri Gopal Prabhu. So I will actually have them and say something, and then I will have Advaita say something. Is that okay? And we'd like to welcome back Kameshwari, who had dumped us for a few months.
Hare Krishna. Kindly give your prayers and blessings for Advaita. He started college, so he stays away from us now. He visits during holidays, but requesting all of your kind blessings upon him. He's turned 19 so that he can serve devotees and please Guru and Gauranga. Thank you for considering.
Shri Gopal, do you want to say something?
Thank you. Thank you for all your blessings. As you know, Advaita was born in ISV. And he was, under the guidance of His Grace, Vaisheshika Prabhu and all other kids. They are making tremendous progress, but we need your prayers. And, we please keep him in your prayers so that he can do something meaningful for the pleasure of His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and all the devotees and the mission of Srila Prabhupada. So thank you for considering our request. Hare Krishna.
And we hate to embarrass you, but you have to be embarrassed.
A few words. Hare Krishna, everybody. I've realized that it's very easy to take for granted what I have here, especially after going to college. I realized what I don't have anymore. And so over the past 19 years, I've had amazing association of all the devotees here, and of course of Maharaj and Nirkala Mataji. And I would like I'd humbly request you guys to pray for my spiritual advancement this coming year. I think I really need it. Especially while I don't always have the best association while I'm not here at ISV. So if you all could put in a prayer for me, I would really appreciate it. Hare Krishna.
I have to look up to Advaita like this. And he was like barely could walk his own. Thank you very much, Advaita. And we will hope to have you back in summer. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Okay, so next we will have prasadam prayers. We have
cooks.
Oh yes, cooks, Dhriti.
Hare Krishna. Today's feast was led by Nilachal Chandra Mataji, and some other cooks were Nitai Kirtan Prabhu, Akash Prabhu, Purnima Mataji, Harini Mataji, Shreya Mataji, Karan Mataji, Amrita Mataji, Abhirami Prabhu, Devaprastha Prabhu, Naveen Prabhu, Mahendra Prabhu, Tadya Seva Prabhu, and Madalsa Mataji. And special thanks for those who came all the way from San Francisco University to help us today. Thank you.
Who came from San Francisco State University? They're outside maybe? Okay. They are in the kitchen. Hare Krishna. So now we'll go to Prasad, Sevaya prayers. Arjun, would you lead?
Sharira Vidya Jor ताहे काल जीवे फेले विषय सगोरे तर्मदे जीवयति लोभमोय सुन्दुर्मति ताके जेता कतिना संसारे कृष्ण बदो दोयमोय करी भरे जीव जाय स्वाप्रसादन्नादिलोभाय से अन्नमृत पाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमे धाको श्री चैतन्य निताय प्रेमे धाको श्री चैतन्य निताय महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नमो ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्पपुण्यवतं राजन् विश्वासो निवजायते प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिराशोपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो यशु बुद्धिपर्यावशिष्टते त्वयोपभुक्तश्रगन्धा वासोऽलङ्कारचर्चिता उचिष्टभोजिनो दासस्तावमायं जयमहि सूक्ष्मं पर्युषितं वापि नीतं वा दुर्जेषतः प्राप्तिमात्रेण भोक्तव्यं कालविचारण न देशनियमस्तत्र न कालनियमस्ततः प्राप्तमन्नं धृतं शिष्टैर्भोक्तव्यं हरिरब्रवीत् भगवत् श्री महाप्रसादम की. Please come take prasadam.